Hello everyone and welcome back to SVR 11 Universe. My name is Jitch and this is SmackDown. We are kicking things off with the Money in the Bank impressor match. A couple weeks back it was supposed to be Rey Mysterio versus CM Punk, but that never actually got to happen. So here tonight on SmackDown, Rey Mysterio will now go off against the former ally of CM Punk, Luke Gallows, in a one-on-one match. He's taking care of one, but the other's still here.
Weighing 175 pounds, Rey Mysterio.
So it's going to be Rey Mysterio up against Luke Gallows. Definitely going to be a big challenge in terms of size, but Mysterio looking like a very favorable participant in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Gotta say, I'm going to be very disappointed if he doesn't find his way into there, especially after the work he went through to get rid of CM Punk and something that was to do with it. Well, yeah, you know, sorry, I'm not really sure. I've received word that apparently there's a catch in CM Punk's contract and that, oh dear God, that he was here was what I was going to say.
492 pounds, Luke Gallows and CM Punk.
Well, apparently Luke Gallows says that he managed to find a catch in CM Punk's agreement last week in his match with Rey Mysterio. And I really think this just adds insult to injury, what CM Punk is doing here. CM Punk lost a match to Rey Mysterio last week with the implication that CM Punk would be leaving SmackDown. But if you actually listen to the way it was worded, they've obviously found a loophole here. From the beginning of their rivalry, Rey Mysterio's wording in how he wanted to get rid of CM Punk was that he would constantly say, Mysterio is to never show his face on SmackDown. And obviously, as an insult to the luchador, CM Punk has decided to throw on a mask as disrespect to Rey Mysterio, disrespect to the agreement that he signed, and has found a way to stay here on SmackDown, and has decided to come and assist Luke Gallows in his match against Rey Mysterio. CM Punk has managed to find a way to keep himself on SmackDown. Unbelievable. Well, hang on a second. This is supposed to be a one-on-one match. Well, it looks like insult to injury just got a whole lot worse. As if Rey Mysterio wasn't in enough of a predicament just facing someone like Luke Gallows, the newly declared luchador CM Punk has decided to help himself to the match. Obviously didn't like losing to Mysterio last week too much. We really thought that last week in the main event of SmackDown we'd seen the last of CM Punk here on SmackDown. Seems like that's not going to be the case. Punk's just going to be donning a mask for a little while to really stick it to Mysterio in more ways than one. As I say, this is just disrespectful. I get the loophole, I get that it was quite smart the way they handled this, to literally read between the lines of Punk is not to show his face on SmackDown. Very clever, very funny, but in all seriousness, what the hell is this though? Mysterio just getting mugged. All the guy wanted to do was to prove his spot in the Money in the Bank ladder match, to just be a good sport about things, and honestly I feel like he's just never been given that opportunity here on SmackDown. The moment he got the opportunity last week in the steel cage, he seized the hell out of it.
Under the rules of a no disqualification match, the referee is powerless.
Honestly, just shocking to see this happen. As I say, I have to respect the brains behind CM Punk and Luke Gallows to do what they've done here. To twist Rey Mysterio's words in such a way that they have. Like, you gotta admit, very sly.
He's looking to put his opponent away right here.
But I think we all knew what Rey Mysterio really meant. I think we all knew. And one more go to sleep for Rey Mysterio. It looks like they're not done. Well, this just seems a little unnecessary. Mysterio, who is already hurt. Oh, wow. Blatant low blow. I mean, I don't even know why there's a referee in the ring. The man's not doing anything. I don't think that that's quite who he intended to have catch it.
That cut on Mysterio is just pouring now. CM Punk likes to claim that he is the world's role model. He says that he can lead you to the promised
It's just a
land.
sickening attack on Mysterio, and I can't understand what. I mean, I understand the bitterness from Punk in the sense that he lost his match to Mysterio, but to take it to such an extremity, to take it upon himself to victimize the guy. You know, Punk agreed. Did he have this plan all along? Did he just think, well, if I lose and I don't go to SmackDown, I mean, and I don't get my Money in the Bank ladder match, then at the very least I'll get to put on a mask and kind of disrespect Mysterio some more. Well, the referee has finally decided to call an end to this. Punk and Gallows say that they've gotten what they wanted anyway. Well, there you go. There's really not much to say about this situation other than A, it's a little sickening, but also, and I really hate having to admit it, he just played everyone at their own game. Very sly move by CM Punk. The man remains on SmackDown. It looks like he's just going to be wearing a mask for a little while. We are back here on SmackDown. We are now going to get a different Money in the Bank Impress match. John Cena going to vie for his possibility at being in the Money in the Bank ladder match, as he goes one-on-one with former Crime Time superstar Shad Gaspard. And speaking of Shad, looks like he's going to try and take the easy way out of this one. Can't really say I'm too surprised. Very much matches Shad's personality as of late. Well, I'll tell you what, Shad, I think he's gonna need to call it a day if he loses this one. Oh, if he can't beat Cena one-on-one with this cheap shot, you know, his contract's coming up soon. I'd say this may be his last match if he can't beat John Cena. He can make his career a little longer. He can maybe renew his contract somehow. Don't think it'd be too hard to make Shad in WWE 12. He doesn't really wear much. More about getting his face right. That's the only part that I ever find really difficult. You know, he could just get rid of the Shad logo on his chunks. Have his tattoos look a little more janky. It's the face that's the scary one. Just can't get those right. Well, we have got an absolutely massive main event to come up tonight. This is one that kind of came really out of the blue, but it makes a hell of a lot of sense. Teddy Long has decided to take action against Randy Orton and the Legacy after their 3-on-1 beatdown on The Undertaker a few weeks ago. Undertaker is here tonight. He is ready to compete. And, oh, wow. We've been told that The Undertaker is so fired up, so ready. He wants all 3 members of the Legacy tonight, and he's going to get them. As you may have heard last week, Teddy Long saying that a Gauntlet match will do. That is in regards to the Legacy. We got a very, very interesting situation on hand, as I said before. Teddy Long says that the deal for his match with Undertaker and Randy Orton a couple weeks back, where Orton pinned Undertaker with the Legacy in his corner, was that if Randy Orton... Oh, hello. Here comes JTG. Apparently he has not forgotten. But yeah, the deal was that if Randy Orton were to defeat the Undertaker, now it's really hard to like tell a story whilst also playing a match sometimes, especially a match where you're getting your ass handed to you. Yeah, the deal was that if Randy Orton could beat Undertaker, he would get a World Heavyweight title shot against the Undertaker at WrestleMania. However, Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes and DiBiase all beat the Undertaker, so technically speaking, they should all be getting a shot at WrestleMania. So what's going to happen is quite simple. Tonight, we have got ourselves a gauntlet match on our hands, and if Ted DiBiase or Cody Rhodes get the pinfall on the Undertaker before he reaches Randy Orton in the gauntlet, they will be added to the World Heavyweight Championship match. If the Undertaker can defeat all three, including Randy Orton, then Undertaker will have his own choice of who he wants to defend the title against at WrestleMania, and it may not even be a legacy member. I'll tell you what, Cena is not looking too favorable right now. Shad is a freak of nature. He ain't taking falls for anybody. He's just a reversal boy today. You know what it is? It's that shirt. Cena's got to get rid of the shirt. The shirt is putting him off. Look at this. It's got to be the shirt. It's got to be. Cena would never compete like this. This is atrocious. I mean, admittedly, he was jumped from behind, hit with a finisher. He's been hit with it more than once. You know, he's probably struggling a little bit, not going to lie. I mean, at least if Shad does lose and this does wind up being his last match, at least he's going out on a very strong note. Put on a really good match against Cena. JTG also was part of the reason he would have left if so. Yeah, you know what? Disregard what I said before. Shad Gaspard has put out a statement similar to MVP last week on ECW. He has said if he can't beat Cena here tonight, he quits. There you go. There's your confirmation. And he's not just saying that either. He means it. Spoilers. He hadn't even escaped it yet. And he just loves to taunt. Uh-oh. Are we about to say goodbye to Shad? Think we are. Got all of that. Got the pin. Is it goodbye for Shad? It was nice to know you, buddy. But your last second put your career on the line. You said you could beat John Cena, and you didn't beat John Cena. So be a man of your word and stand down. Disrespect, boys. John Cena saying, you can stay. And Shad's like, screw this company. I'm out. Well, there you have it. The official exit of Shad Gaspard. Well, the rivalry between these two teams is finally leading to something. Now that there is a second team anyway. For those that may have missed it, it was last week on SmackDown where Chris Jericho was given the opportunity to face off against The Miz in a non-title matchup, saying that if Chris Jericho could defeat The Miz with the partner chosen by Teddy Long in his corner, that he would get a tag team match at WrestleMania for both the WWE Tag Team and Miz's Intercontinental Championship, meaning if Jericho and Edge win at WrestleMania, then Jericho is also declared the Intercontinental Champion as well as the Tag Team Champion. Which is massive. Well, Edge came out to ringside for Chris Jericho as a surprise partner. A pretty well chosen one. I think the combination of Jericho and Edge could really work. Both Big Show and Edge were quite quickly evicted from ringside, and the moment he got that one-on-one opportunity, Jericho stomped The Miz. He got that victory, and it has secured that WrestleMania match for Jericho and Edge against Show Miz. Now here tonight, the steel cage surrounds the ring to make sure that both Jericho and The Miz stay out of this one-on-one matchup, because for the first time in this feud, and here on SmackDown, Edge and the Big Show are going to go one-on-one with each other. That should be a very interesting situation. Edge set to team up with Chris Jericho at WrestleMania, try to win himself the WWE Tag Team Championship from Big Show and The Miz. And of course, the only problem with this steel cage is I respect the intent of it to keep Jericho and The Miz out. But the only problem is you're keeping the Big Show in. The Big Show is going to go one-on-one with Edge inside of a steel cage, and whilst Edge has all the potential in the world, I mean, John Cena, you know, he went one-on-one with Big Show in a steel cage, and we saw how that went. He got victimized. Big Show is no laughing matter. He is not someone to take lightly. And when you put him inside a steel cage match, he seems to just get that little bit more dangerous. It is honestly scary to watch him compete sometimes. One half of the tag team champions with The Miz. Big Show is intent on causing as much destruction as possible. This side of the Big Show that we never thought we would see came along shortly after losing his World Heavyweight Championship opportunity to Randy Orton at the Royal Rumble. Big Show kind of snapped. He left his partner Lex Luger behind, who has now officially resigned from the SmackDown brand. And he kind of just, as a person, he changed. The style of competition from Big Show changed. The respect for the fans and everyone involved in his matches changed. Big Show just became a lot more ruthless with the way that he would handle his matches.
Thus far, this has been a very physical, very intense, anything-goes contest.
Gotta say, Edge has done well to try to stay alive in this match. He has actually been able to take the Big Show off his feet, which is a lot more than I was anticipating. Making Big Show tap out would be an incredible accomplishment unto itself. That is not the case. And that back of Big Show seems to have really welted up, though. Could be the beginning of the end for Edge. After all, he's a goddamn giant.
Edge has the headlock. Oh, ow! Oh, Big Show's in trouble.
So he does the fucking spear, doesn't he?
Spear!
Kind of a bit of a jab at Edge in a way, I guess.
Big Show's offense kind of looks
like a
bowling shoe. Aside Big Show.
Well, he might have been able to shove Big Show off, but he certainly wasn't able to block that punch. Big Show does not care about climbing out of a steel cage. Big Show is very happy to get a nice easy pin or submit inside the steel cage, and this man's win record, I think, has just grown to an even further historic 11 victories. When it comes to season 1 of this series, I believe Big Show is the most successful man. Excuse me, my voice is dying. Yeah, that's his 11th victory, with only 5 losses under his name. Meanwhile, in case anyone's curious, for Edge, that is now his 6th loss. He's only ever won once, actually. Jericho might want to look out at WrestleMania. It's not looking good. It might just be a 2-on-1 against Big Show. Miz may not ever need to be tagged in. Well, at WrestleMania, Randy Orton and The Undertaker were originally scheduled to face off 1-on-1 for the first time ever. However, that could become a fatal 4-way or a triple threat very easily when it comes to this gauntlet match. However, maybe not as easily as I'm making it sound, because all that Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase have to do to add themselves to the match is beat The Undertaker.
Approaching the ring from Death Valley, weighing 299 pounds, he is the World Heavyweight Champion, Undertaker.
It is for that reason alone that I wish Cody Rhodes and DiBiase the best of luck in adding themselves to the World Heavyweight Championship match. Randy Orton definitely has the best chance of defeating The Undertaker, as he will be the 3rd and final participant within this gauntlet. He is supposed to be the one with the most secure spot when it comes to their WrestleMania match. However, for Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase, they are kind of bonus add-ons. It does make sense that they were given this opportunity. This could also be Teddy Long's way of kind of playing the legacy off of each other, trying to turn them against each other. You know, you dangle the World Championship over their head and watch how quickly they turn on each other. If Undertaker is able to defeat all 3 participants tonight, he will get to choose whoever he wants as his WrestleMania opponent for the World Heavyweight title. It doesn't have to be any one of the 3. It could be all 3. He can face whoever he wants, as many people as he wants. Whatever that man wants for his World Heavyweight Championship match at WrestleMania, that is up to him if he can get through all 3 members of the legacy. But here comes number 1.
And his opponent from Marietta, Georgia, weighing 223 pounds, Cody Rhodes.
Well, there's been an interesting wager in this one. Ted DiBiase is so certain that it won't get to him that he's not even prepared to compete tonight. Similarly so, he's also said that if it does somehow get to him, if The Undertaker manages to beat Cody Rhodes, he won't get through Ted. And if he does get through Ted, then Ted has promised he will defend the $1 Million Championship next week on SmackDown. But that is only if The Undertaker can beat Ted in this gauntlet match. So it should be interesting to see how things go.
He drops the elbow.
Starting things off, obviously, Undertaker, Cody Rhodes, 1-on-1. Big time gauntlet match at hand. Randy Orton is confident in his new allies that he will not have to even compete tonight. The 3 of them are very confident that Cody Rhodes can get the job done, and that all 3 will be going into WrestleMania to ensure that the legacy walk out with the World Heavyweight title. Now, Ted and Cody, they might be quite loyal followers of Randy Orton at the moment. But, you know, should Cody Rhodes win this, it'll be interesting to see how quickly those 2 turn on Randy Orton when it comes down to it. Because I don't think their allegiance will last nearly as long as Randy Orton is expecting.
Wow! Did you see that? That was incredible. And he hits him with an impressive combination of kicks.
Already The Undertaker positioning and readying himself for that potential choke slam on Cody Rhodes, but admittedly Cody's been able to put up a little bit of a fight. The thing is, you remember that 3-on-1 handicap, I'm sure we all do. Undertaker, he did manage to fight back, and for quite a long time too. It took a hell of a lot to put the Undertaker down and out, and that's why he wasn't on SmackDown last week. But that means that Undertaker has had almost, well, he's had exactly 2 weeks to dwell on what happened to him 2 weeks ago on SmackDown. He's had 2 weeks to sit and stew and get ready for this 3-on-1 match that he has wanted, that he has requested, that he has been granted. Once again positioning for the chokeslam. Perhaps thought better of it there. It's all about trying to wear the Undertaker down, even if Cody can't get the win. Then Ted DiBiase could be set for a World Heavyweight Championship match at WrestleMania. Cody gets himself disqualified or counted out. That is an instant elimination for him. The Gauntlet match does carry on. But it carries on in the Undertaker's favor because Cody is out. Admittedly, a steel chair shot, that may be all that they need to weaken the Undertaker that little bit more. So if played correctly, they could actually use that to their advantage. Cody Rhodes doing everything in his power to make sure the Undertaker does not take too much control in this match. You know, after the 3-on-1 beatdown that the Undertaker faced 2 weeks ago, he's very similar to his brother Kane over on Raw. The question is he really ready? Just as Kane wasn't when it came to defending the United States title against Wade Barrett. Is the Undertaker actually ready for something as intense as this Gauntlet match? He may have agreed to it. He may have felt ready, but Kane felt ready to defend the United States title against Wade Barrett on Raw 2 weeks after his ambush. And he ended up getting mugged of the United States title by Wade Barrett. Actually, I think that was a week later. So admittedly, Undertaker's had a little longer. I don't know how Cody Rhodes is still so full of reversals. Can't wait until those are limited. I know it's a very long time from now, but I can't wait still.
Telegraphed and Cody reverses. Oh wow. Hey.
Undertaker finally going in for that choke slam. Oh wow, got all of it too. Not quite enough, though. Not with the rope break. This, on the other hand, should be enough to at least get one member of the Legacy out of the picture. Referee took a little while there. Well, Cody Rhodes is not heading to WrestleMania with a World Heavyweight title opportunity, and Ted, who said he wasn't ready for this match, he hadn't bothered to prepare. I mean, he's wearing a Legacy t-shirt, but other than that, I'd say he's pretty ready. Oh no. Not a good start for The Undertaker. Ted DiBiase, as I said before, he is so confident that he can win this match against Undertaker, that Randy Orton won't even be needed tonight. He has said he will put the $1 million title on the line should he lose this match. He will defend it next week on SmackDown, right before WrestleMania, against anyone. Any match that Teddy Long wants, he will put his title on the line in. Anything. So that should be very interesting to see. I wouldn't mind seeing what would be in store for Ted DiBiase if he was to lose.
And he's still here. He survived them all. Oh!
Quickly catching his breath for a moment. I think it's very wise for The Undertaker. Uh-oh. Well, this is not a predicament that DiBiase is going to want to be in. Undertaker very quick to get up there. You know he was angling for that tombstone. As I said before, DiBiase was very confident that he would be able to add himself to the WrestleMania match. Right now, I'm actually seeing that. This is the side of DiBiase that is why he has been able to remain $1 Million champion every time he's defended it. Could be the first ever $1 Million World Heavyweight Champion. An interesting name with an interesting ring to it. Cody Rhodes definitely has let the legacy down in this one. But DiBiase, I'd say, is doing a pretty good job of continuing to wear down The Undertaker. Look at him go.
Not just one kick there, but a combination of blows.
Very nice. Always love when that happens. Big running DDT. Undertaker now, a very good choice to be honest, going in for the cover on Ted. He's got to try and get DiBiase out realistically. You know, realistically, Undertaker, he may hate the legacy as a whole, but if he can make sure that both Cody and Ted are out of their World Heavyweight Championship match, that it's just him and Randy Orton, we better believe he's going to. Undertaker giving DiBiase a taste of what he went through when the three of them targeted him.
Undertaker into the headlock. Undertaker, the Undertaker.
Well, this could be it for Ted. DiBiase just got chokeslammed straight to hell. Is this going to be enough? No. DiBiase is still in this one. Now this might be enough to put Ted away. It got Cody out. Tombstone number 2 in this match. Is he getting that one-on-one match? Yes, he is. The question is, will it be against Randy Orton? For the first time ever, we are seeing these two square off one-on-one. Now, admittedly, this is not what we could get at WrestleMania if Orton is to win, because at WrestleMania, if Orton is to win this, if it is to be these two one-on-one for the World Heavyweight title, Undertaker's going to be 100%. He is not going to be in the condition that he is currently in, so it's going to be a bit of a different situation either way. But Undertaker is determined. He has worked to get all three members, all the other two members, sorry, out of that match. It is just going to be The Undertaker and Randy Orton, if not someone else. But for the first time ever, Undertaker and Orton are actually facing off against each other, and this man has come undone.
Undertaker brings such a mythical presence to the ring. You hear how his leg connected?
Tell you what, Randy Orton, I don't think he was expecting to actually have to fight Undertaker tonight, and Undertaker is absolutely bringing it down on him.
Oh! Watch it! That was like a freight train. Undertaker from behind. What's gonna happen?
Orton's really not looking too favorable. For a guy who's had time to get ready for this, things aren't really playing out in his favor too much right now. That's a little more like it. I'm not saying I want Randy Orton to beat The Undertaker. What I'm saying is, realistically, Undertaker shouldn't be doing as well as he was doing against Randy Orton, but I feel like when you're just filled with that much venom and hatred, you're going to bring it 100%. Randy Orton is definitely Undertaker's top priority when it comes to wanting to hurt someone bad right now. Just continues to just wail on Randy Orton as much as humanly possible.
299 pounds.
Undertaker going in for the pin. This would be absolutely massive if he beat Orton. No joy. At least not yet. Don't count Undertaker out yet.
Uh-oh, what a shot.
Oh, straight out of the ring.
It's as if Orton is possessed.
And the ring count begins. This is not the kind of place that these two want to be. You don't want to see this gauntlet match end in a double count out. But it very easily could. Except Randy Orton is obviously very determined to make sure that he still gets that win, because he knows the Undertaker may not choose him.
Oh man, he's feeling the pain coursing through that torso right now. And he hits him with an impressive combination of kicks. Reversal.
Notice the amount of striking you've seen from Undertaker in this match. He is clearly very determined to hurt Randy Orton as much as physically possible. It's not about putting on a good match. It's not about nailing the right move. It's literally about hurting Randy Orton as much as humanly possible.
Randy Orton is just unbalanced.
Making Randy Orton feel exactly what Undertaker felt 2 weeks ago in the SmackDown main event.
Orton has the headlock.
Very good back and forth. These two are so evenly matched.
Looks like he's in some sort of trance. He has himself
But I think that's the thing about that handicap match that we saw, where they 3-on-1 beat down Undertaker, was the fact that Undertaker, I think he could have taken all three of them if it weren't for the fact that all three of them were on him as aggressively as they were.
and his back now has to be screaming in pain.
This is not looking great for Randy Orton right now. I don't know if he can still count a victory against The Undertaker tonight as a victory. But I know one thing for sure that I'm really looking forward to next week on SmackDown. It's going to be the $1 Million Championship, guaranteed now, on the line. Ted DiBiase is going to defend against whoever and in whatever that Teddy Long wants, because he knew he could beat Undertaker, apparently. Which evidently did not happen. Oh, looks like The Undertaker might have run out of energy.
Orton's just fine.
This is now becoming a Randy Orton favorite situation. Favorable situation, I should say.
Oh, Orton, methodical, diabolical.
This is really not looking good for The Undertaker. We know what that usually sets up for.
Series of moves.
Undertaker to his feet. The RKO dead center of the ring.
Pick up the win.
Randy Orton's pinned the World Heavyweight Champion.
1, 2.
And that's it. Randy Orton is still going to WrestleMania just by himself, but it is now confirmed. Undertaker got his revenge against 2 out of 3. But in the end, it was the legacy that stood tall once again.
Ted DiBiase and Randy Orton.
Well, there you have it. Randy Orton will face off against The Undertaker one-on-one in a match in which Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase will be kept from ringside. It will be a one-on-one match. But for now, it is the legacy that once again stand tall. Let's now look forward, shall we? Let's have a little looky at rankings and everything. All that good stuff. Okay, so Rey Mysterio and Luke Gallows are now enemies. Big Show and Edge's relationship has gotten worse. Undertaker and Randy Orton's relationship has gotten worse. Undertaker and Cody Rhodes' relationship has gotten worse. Undertaker and Ted DiBiase's relationship has gotten worse. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton's friendship has gotten even stronger. Cool. So a lot of stuff to do with the Gauntlet match, basically. Well, obviously that wouldn't have changed. Shad has gone up by 1, which is weird because he lost and is leaving. I forgot to do that. I did say that he was going to leave if he didn't win, and he didn't win. Oh, wait. Gotta remove his enemies as well. Don't want him to, like, somehow come back. As I say, I just kind of want to write people off. And as I said, I wanted to write people off. I didn't say how quickly I wanted to write people off. But I want to write some people off. Some will get a lot more ceremonious send-offs than others. But in Shad's case, I just kind of thought, why not? We'll just have him fight Cena, and if he can't win, then he quits. So Big Show overtook Vladimir Kozlov in the Intercontinental title hunt, and John Cena overtook CM Punk. Two things that make sense. So this is the final Raw before WrestleMania now. Evan Bourne versus Ezekiel Jackson? No. Natalya versus Mickie James in a contenders match? Well, I guess that just makes sense. The Legacy versus Edge and Jericho in a contenders match does not make sense. And Jack Swagger versus Batista. Well, Jack Swagger's got nothing to do with the WWE title match at WrestleMania. So what can you expect on this week's Raw? I'd say realistically the main event should probably be Batista versus Triple H. Since we had Shawn Michaels versus Christian last week, we should have the other two people face off. This contenders match will definitely be happening. Obviously there'll be some kind of Money in the Bank themed thing. And as I already announced before, Wade Barrett and Justin Gabriel are going to face off for the first time. So that is all the stuff you can look forward to on that week's Raw, as we look very, very closely at the almost complete WrestleMania show. Can't wait. It's so close now. It is so, so close. All of the matches are starting to really come together. Just 3 more shows and we're there, guys. 3 more shows. I don't know how long it will take to get through those, but at some point we are going to get to WrestleMania, and I'm really looking forward to that. And then we got the draft, and that's going to be fun too. So see you guys next time. Bye.